Hey, I got a question for you. Do you hate AI? Why do you hate AI? Do you know you're making, billion-dollar companies? You know you're making tech companies mad? You should be ashamed of yourself. How dare you, dog? Why would you do something like that? You're making all these billionaires with their yachts crying. You should feel bad. Yeah, you heard it right. Yeah, these billion-dollar companies, they're pretty upset at you because you've been making them mad and you're trying to make AI look like it's the boogeyman to the world, when in reality, you should be praising it. You should be acting like it's a good thing. Not trying to act like it's the worst thing on this planet. But, that's the thing. I shouldn't care. It's not my problem that AI is the boogeyman and that you're trying to push slop for everybody on this planet to now use no matter what you do in your life. Oh yeah, you want to go to the shopping store? Have you asked AI yet? Oh, you want to actually, just use Microsoft Word? Hey, have you checked with AI yet? Oh, you want to go do this? Have you checked with AI yet? So you've been on the internet within the past couple days and you've probably seen things such as this. Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang says that the AI doomer narrative is extremely hurtful to the industry. Now, you know what? When I see things like that, I'm like, no, it's not really the doomer narrative. It's because there's actually a reason why. Because there's actual data. It's because there's actual facts. Why are you so upset that people are calling AI doomer when the fact is they're just telling the truth? It's not like we're lying about it. We're just saying what we actually see in reality. It's not my fault that you're a fucking billionaire out here. You're not living in reality. You're living in Looney Town planet where you actually don't have to worry about how much money you make. You don't have to worry about losing your job. So that's nothing that really concerns you. The fact is, we actually regular people, we actually gotta worry about this shit. This is something that we live in every single day, but you're living in the fucking loony planet. You're like, oh no, hey, I see you. It's here to help you. How? Have you told me a reason yet? Have you actually given me an actual reason, an actual example? You haven't yet. That's the problem. These AI companies love to keep trying to tell you time and time again how AI is supposed to sit there and make your life so much better, and that no matter what you do, it's gonna be for the benefit. It's gonna be a net positive for everyone. But the reality is, no, it's not. I don't know why we keep living in this delusional planet and talking about, oh, AI. So, why are we trying to say so many bad things? We should be saying it's a great place and it's gonna help your life. But the thing is, you haven't given me any examples yet. It's always so interesting when we read headlines such as this, as Nvidia CEO doesn't want well-respected people like PhDs and CEOs to criticize AI, especially in front of the government. I wonder why. I really wonder why you don't want people to do that. It's because maybe the fact that AI just isn't good, and the fact that a lot of the things that it's being used for is actually bad, and that there's no actual real good use case for it in the real world day that actually benefits your average everyday consumer. But the fact that you're trying to make people's lives still worse and worse and worse every single day, especially when you consider things such as the RAM price going up. Bro, I didn't ask for that. I didn't want that. I wanted to, actually have affordable prices on the things that I do on a day-to-day basis, but because of people like you, because of the company like you that you own, and the things that you do with said company, and then the fact that all these other AI companies out there making all this slop, I have to now suffer the consequences of said action that wasn't a fact of my own, but because of you. Should I not be mad at that? Is that what you're telling me? I shouldn't be upset, and that instead I should be praising you, that I should be happy that you're, fucking up my day-to-day life? Is that what you're telling me? Because I don't agree with it. I really don't. I think that's actually a whole lot of dog shit. But you know what? Maybe these headlines are wrong. Maybe I'm, getting a little bit ahead of myself, and these actual headlines are taking things out of context, and there's actually a true narrative, a true story behind it that paints the full picture, and I'm actually going to really understand what's going on here. I highly doubt it, but you know what? Let me give the benefit of the doubt. Maybe Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang, I know I keep saying it wrong, I apologize. But you know what? Maybe there's actually some merit to the things that he's saying, and that these quotes are taken out of context. Let's see for ourselves. So Jensen says, I think we've done a lot of damage to very well-respected people who have painted a doomer narrative, end-of-the-world narrative, science fiction narrative. I appreciate that many of us grew up and enjoyed science fiction, but it is not helpful. It is not helpful to people. It is not helpful to the industry. It is not helpful to society. It's not helpful to the government. Brother, what planet are we living on? Huh? Are you going to tell me now that the Grok AI stuff, the undressing people and putting them in bikinis, is helpful to society then? You think that actually that's beneficial? That's helping me? And you know it's not, brother. No, it's not. Maybe it's beneficial to you because all these companies are having to use your GPUs to fund their AI. But you know what? Let's not sugarcoat it. Let's not beat around the bush. The reality is, no, AI is not benefiting a lot of people in the way that you think it is. Just because it's benefiting AI companies and you're making a lot of money offset companies because they keep buying your GPUs, but it doesn't mean that it's benefiting people in the day-to-day situation. There are many people in the government who obviously aren't as familiar with and as comfortable with technology when PhDs of this and CEOs of that go to the governments and describe that the end of the world scenario is an extremely dystopian future. You have to ask yourself, what is the purpose of the narrative? Oh, brother, I'll answer that for you. The purpose of it is to try and get safety nets put in place before things get out of hand. Why is it so hard for you to understand? Aren't you one of the smartest people on here? Aren't you one of the richest companies out there? How is that so hard for you to grasp? Or maybe it's because you do grasp it, but you don't want people to actually say the quiet part out loud, which is the fact that, hey, things are going to get bad real soon, and we don't need people speaking about that because we need our money. We need to get into our shelters and our bunkers before it's too late. This whole idea, why are you trying to bring up actual valid concerns about our technology? How dare you? You're such a bad person. What are we talking about here? And when PhDs of this and CEOs go to the governments and describe these end of the world scenarios and extremely dystopian future, you have to ask yourself, what is the purpose of that narrative? The purpose of it is because we're trying to prevent it, because we know the writing's on the wall. It's not like it's hard to see. We've already seen what this stuff is being used for in present day scenarios, and we need safety nets. We need rail guards. And it's not to say that AI can't be used for certain things such as the medical field, and that it does have purpose for it, but you cannot, brother. There is no planet, there is no universe that you can try and describe to me right now on how AI is beneficial when we're seeing a at Grok undress this person and put them in a bikini. You cannot for one second try and tell me that is actually beneficial to society, and this is what we should be accepting, that we should be okay with. No, that's not how it works. Farthest thing from it, brother. And then he finishes off by saying something like this. Says, what are their intentions? Why are they talking to the governments about these things to create regulations to suffocate startups? For what reason would they be doing that? Because maybe people are concerned. They have actual legitimate concerns and worries for things like this. Not even counting for the fact that, again, that we talked about earlier, RAM, that affects day-to-day life. Everything is going up. Everything is just skyrocketing, going up to the fucking moon, dog. Yeah, there's valid concerns about this. And because guess what? You know why people question things like this? Because they're not seeing any value from it. And the thing is, these people, these everyday people who just go to their 9 to 5, that work their actual hard labor jobs, everybody that's trying to just make it by day to day is having to suffer because of things like AI. They're having to suffer the consequences of it, and guess what? They see no net benefit. They don't see anything that actually benefits their life, and so of course they're going to be upset. Of course they're going to see negatives, and of course people that are rich, people that have money, influence, that can see the writing on the wall that this technology, the way that's being used currently, and the fact that there are no regulations, there are no safety nets, and what it's already turning into is a genuine cause for concern. I don't know why you got to be so confused by this, other than the fact that I know it's in your best interest to push all your GPUs to these AI companies, and that you don't care what the actual consequences to your everyday consumer. I will say there's also been some very interesting tweets that also highlight some very interesting points as well, such as this one. Says, has there been any big new burgeoning industries where its leaders keep coming out and telling everyone that they shouldn't criticize it in public or call it mean names? Another person says, something is slipping when Microsoft CEO and Jensen both say don't talk bad about AI. While companies shove non-optional AI into everything to inflate usage numbers, what will investors think when they find out when the build out is bigger than the user base? And that's true. About 2 weeks ago, I made a video talking about Microsoft CEO, but now I'm making a video talking about Nvidia CEO, because guess what? Both of them have in common, they both hate that people are criticizing AI, and guess what? I'm not gonna stop. The fact of the matter is, if you don't like people saying bad things about AI, then I don't know, maybe stop putting it in every single thing without asking for people's consent. The fact is, you're throwing AI into every single daily part of people's everyday life, and now you're making them accept it and have to use it whether they want it or not. How about you start with consent, starting to maybe consider maybe just not putting it in every single thing, then maybe people's opinion what AI would change, and they wouldn't call everything slop. But the fact that you're so upset by it, and the fact that you're so mad, tells me that maybe people are onto the right thing and they should keep calling it slop, whereas I say micro slop these days. Clippy would be proud of what's going on with people pushing back against this garbage, and I hope people continue to keep pushing back against it. But for now, I'm gonna leave it here. It's very interesting to see what's going on with this world, and I can't wait to keep making more videos talking about this. So hey, who's the next CEO at this point? We already got 2 down. We got Microslop, and now we got Nvidia Slop. I haven't thought of a name for them. You know, I got an idea. How about you go in the comment section below, leave me a comment, give Nvidia a new name. We already got Microslop, so what can we give Nvidia? What new slop name do they deserve for their statements that they made today? You let me know. Hey, you know what these tech bros be saying? They be saying, hey, AI going to the moon, right? To the moon. To the moon. Yep. I don't like it. Not one bit.